Catweazle here. Welcome back to Shadows of Brimstone Overload. Okay, where we left it last time, our three heroes had found the engineering room. There are three boilers at the back of the room that need shutting down because poor old Mort set off the proximity alarms and these boilers have gone into self-destruct. So we've quickly got to get in there and shut them down. Unfortunately, the wailing of the klaxon and the dark stone energies pouring out of these overheating boilers, well, that attracted this guy, the Harbinger, and a load of void spiders. Now, we managed to kill 6 of the void spiders last turn. We managed to get 2 wounds on the Harbinger, but it's basically moved right up, pushed the spiders out of the way, and it's looking to put a hurting on us. So what we've got to do is we've basically got to take it down as quickly as possible, and we've got some tactics in our armoury that I think is going to help us do that. Okay, first of all, what we're going to do. Well, first of all, I'll roll for holding back the darkness. See where we are on that. We need a 9 now because of encroaching shadows. It was an 8, it was at 1 anyway, but because of the encroaching shadows we need a 9. 11. Sweet. Cool. Right, so we've got an 11, we've held back the darkness. What are we going to do? Well, Cade Gaunt is a bit of a glass cannon, and he's going to get hit this time by the Harbinger, because the Harbinger attacked Mort last time, and as you can see on here, it's one of these somewhere. Flight. Moves through other models and charges targets each turn. So targets each turn. So it's already gone and hit Mort, so it's going to hit Cade. So what we need to do is take it down. So we've got to maximise our firepower. How are we going to do that? Well, first of all, Cade has whipped out his second pistol, so he's going to dual wield. He can't get criticals, but the Harbinger is tough anyway and immune to critical hits, so he's not losing anything. That is 7 shots. 5 for his trusty pistol, because it goes off his agility, and 2 off the normal pistol. In addition to that, the start of this turn, Mort Asquith is going to use his sheriff badge. Once per adventure, give all the heroes +2 shots with a gun, or +2 combat they choose during their next activation. He's going to take 2 extra shots, is Cade. So that gives him 9 shots. Additionally, those 9 shots are with Darkstone bullets. So that's +1. The defence is 3 for the Harbinger. So that'll put it down to 2. I have 5 Deadeye shots left. Cade is going to use every single one of those Deadeye shots. That will mean the defence goes to 0. So every shot that he hits with, when he rolls damage, it will get through. So, and we will put wounds on the Harbinger. Good plan, eh? I hope so. We'll just need to roll high. Okie dokie. Let me just set everything up. Won't be a second. Right, so here we go. I've brought the Deadeye shots into so we can see them going on. But first of all, he gets 9 shots. 2 for his normal pistol, 5 for his trusty pistol, and 2 extra for the sheriff's badge. So come on Cade. Right, 3 plus his hit, so that's 6 hits. That 4 hits, the 3 hits, that 3 hits, that 4 hits, and he's got 1 grit left. So he's going to take that grit and he's going to re-roll these 4 shots, because we are that desperate to get rid of this big nasty. Yes! Fantastic! All our 9 shots have hit. Right, so do this one at a time. It's Darkstone bullets, so the defence is already down to 2. He's going to use a Deadeye shot and roll his first damage. That is 4. So that puts it on 6 wounds. Second shot. Again, it's going to use another Deadeye shot. You can't use them on the same hit, but you can use them on separate hits. And this is a separate hit. Ooh, take that one out. 2. Rubbish. So we get 2 there. So that's now 8 wounds. Yet another Deadeye shot. So come on, what a 6. Another 2. So that puts it up to 10. We'll take those 3 and put another 5 on. So it's now at 10 wounds. His 4th Deadeye shot. Come on. 4. Yes, that's more like it. So it's now up to 14. 14 wounds now. We need 4 more. Whoop. Going to use his last Deadeye shot. Oh, I'll tell you what else he's going to do. He's going to roll for his movement. 3. No good. Doesn't get a grit. Right. Last Deadeye shot. A 5. That's got to be it. Yes, it was on 14. That would be 19 damage. We only need 18. The Harbinger has bit the dust. Take that out. Get rid of the Harbinger. Put it over there. Right. We've still got 4 hits to assign. But before we do that, it's a large monster and we've got to mess around. So XP is 15 for each successful hit that did damage. Well, all those 5 did damage. So that's 5 times 15, which is 75, I believe. So that's 75. He did 16 actual wounds. So that's 16 times 5, which is 80. So what's that? That's 155. So he gets 155 XP. What a beast Cade Gaunt is. There we go. But in saying that, without Mort's help, Mort gave him 2 extra shots, and with the that meant we were able to pile a major hurting on that Harbinger and get rid of it. Woohoo! Well done, Cade. And he's not finished yet. We'll take that away now because he's used all his Deadeye shots. Got none left. And what we'll hopefully do is we'll kill a few of these. So, because they're going to activate next. So, first one, he's going to shoot at this one. It's got no defence. It's got 3 wounds, so we need a 2. We get a 5. Goodbye. It is Void Spider, 10 XP, plus 5 for the elite ability. So that's 15. Next one. It's got 2 wounds, so we need a 3 or better. A 4 is good enough. Get rid of that one. Another 15 XP. And the next one along, we need 2 or better. Gets a 6. Goodbye to that one. Another 15 XP. And his last one. There's no actual It was outside of the blast for the dynamite, so this one has got no damage on it. It's got the thick eye core, so we do need a 5 or better to kill it. And we get a 4. Actually, he's got Darkstone bullets, so it is a 5. So all those other ones I should have added 1 to, but I didn't. But it doesn't matter because we killed them anyway. That one with a 4 plus 1 for Darkstone bullets is 5. The health is 5. That's dead. Cade Gaunt has just cleaned up. He's cleaned up dodge. What a star. Fantastic. Okay. So that's it for Cade, who's just a one-man killing machine. Whew. Next up, I can see why the game, if you're playing with more than one player, might cause a bit of a problem, especially with the gunslinger. As I'm playing obviously solo, it doesn't matter to me. I'm playing all the players. But if you've got a gunslinger in your team and he's performing like Cade is, then it's really, really difficult without house rules to level up. It's also really, really difficult to enjoy combat. Because the only way you're going to enjoy combat is basically if your gunslinger decides not to shoot. You know, just turn around and say, hey guys, you have a go for a change. I'm just going to move, or something like that. So it is a bit of a problem, this initiative. There are some house rules for how to deal with it. But like I say, I'm playing solo, so I get to experience the gameplay anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. But I can see why if you're playing multiplayer, it might cause a bit of a problem. I believe there's a similar issue with the rancher. If they kill anything, they can keep pumping shots out. So you can get all you need is a few good rolls, and the rancher takes care of everybody. But that is as it is. There's probably a few house rules out there to try and stop it. But it is one of the reasons why, as a team, Running Bear and Cade do split all their experience. Otherwise, Cade would be on something like level 6 now, and Running Bear would probably be level 2. So, anyway, that said, having Running Bear here and Mort does mean that the models can't get behind you. So they do perform a function, even if it's just basically leaving it all to Cade. Right-o, but the mission isn't finished. Unfortunately, Running Bear can't go now because he's blocked off. He can't scavenge either because he's already scavenged. So what can he do? I'm just looking to see if he's got anything he can use. No, not really. He's done his specimen jar and everything. He'll roll to move anyway. Because he might get a grit. He gets a 6, which with his dead man's boots means he can recover 2 sanity. And he's currently at 13, so he will recover 1 sanity and take him back up to 14. He's at full sanity now. Next up is Mort. What Mort's going to do is he's going to march in and he's going to get right next to these boilers. In order to try and shut them down, you need to forfeit your move. So he's not going to be able to shut one down this turn, but he can certainly get on a tile and look to start shutting them down. So let's roll for movement. He gets a 6, which is really an 8 because we've got encroaching shadows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going on there because it means he can have a go at shutting them all. He's right next to them all. Right. Good-o. And that's it. Is he going to scavenge? Why the hell not? So we're going to have a scavenge. Oh, 2 6s. Right, so he gets 2 scavenge cards. I believe he's got some sort of scavenge ability, has he? Oh no. It means he recovers 1 grit if you draw 1 or more loot or scavenge cards. So he's going to draw 2, but that's still 1 grit. It's not 1 grit per card. It's just when he draws scavenge or loot cards. So he's back to 3 grit. Let's get the scavenge deck out. Let's see what 2 cards he can draw. Whoop. Nothing here, which is 10 XP. And a hideous discovery, which is another 10 XP. So he gets 20 XP, but he does take 3 horror hits. So let's get his 20 XP first. Plonk that there. And then he's got 3 horror hits, so he gets 3 horror saves. He needs a 4+. Doesn't save any. It's 2 sanity, so he loses 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's down to 10 sanity now, which is unfortunate. But he got 20 XP, didn't he? Right, okie dokie. That's the end. Oh, we get to catch a breath and everything, don't we? I don't suppose it really matters that he finished the turn. So that's a D3 for Cade. Oh, a roll up. A D3 for Cade. Running Bear and Mort didn't activate, so they get a D6 each. May as well roll them all together. Right, so Cade gets 2. So he's going to get 2 health back, which puts him up to 11. Running Bear is going to get 2, and he's going to take health as well. He's back up to 16. And Mitch gets 3, Mort gets 3. So he's going to take 2 health and 1 sanity. 2 health puts him up to 13 health, and 1 sanity puts him up to 11 sanity. Right, so done that, and we've got to get the loot cards, haven't we? Don't want to forget the loot cards. So we got 2 threats, the Harbinger and the Void Spider. So that's 2 loot cards each. Right, first 2 loot cards go to Cade. Gets a Darkstone Shard and some coins. Running Bear gets gold bars, 250, always welcome. And what's this? Oh, I thought it was an artifact, but it's going to be a gear card because we're in another world. But still, very nice. And Mort gets a sack of gold dust, so he does get some money eventually. And some gold nuggets. Right. Okay, so that's 40 XP. Oh, where are we? 40 XP for Mort. And 80 for the Brimstone boys. Right, Cade gets, so he gets 1 Darkstone. That's for Cade. And he also gets $25. Over there. Those can go back on the loot pile. Running Bear, next in initiative order, he gets $250. There we go. And he gets to draw a gear card. We'll be shuffling it incorporated. Let's give it a cut. And he gets a tonic. What a load of rubbish. Right. Game 1 tonic, discard that card. Tonic, I think that gets you a grit, doesn't it? Let's just check. Yeah, he's going to discard his tonic token straight away, and he's going to set the grit rather than keep the tonic. So he's up to 2 grit now, and that goes back in the loot deck. And the last 2 are a sack of gold dust, which is $100, but that goes to Mort. So he's got some cash now as well, plus a D6 times 50 of gold nuggets. Oh, boring. 50. Could have done with a bit more. So there we go. $50. So he's up to 150. Right, that's all the loot and the catching a breath sorted out eventually when I remembered. It's the end of the turn. Mort's here. Those 2 guys are here. So it's holding back the darkness. But just before we do that, I'll just clean everything up and put everything away. Won't be a second. Hello and welcome back. Bit of a tidy up. Okay, so we've got to hold back the darkness. It's the next turn. A 9, just enough. And good as well. Obviously, like, we've got to shut these boilers down before we get to the mine entrance with the darkness marker. It looks pretty good for us, but you never know how it might ramp up. Obviously, if we end up getting darkness cards as well, then there's a possibility of getting more enemies on the board, which we can do without. So Cade's going to roll for his movement. He's first up. A 6, which is really an 8. He does get a grit back though, because he's got the crisp rose. So he gets that for rolling a 6. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll allow him to shut 2 down. And it actually says that you give up your attack, not your movement. You give up your attack to try and shut them down. So that's what I'm going to do. So I could have probably tried to shut it down with Mort previous turn. I thought it was movement, it's attack that you've got to give up. And Mort didn't attack. But never mind, we missed it. So anyway, Cade's going to do it. So he's going to give up his attack because you don't have to attack anybody. And what's he going to do? Right, he has to make a strength 6+ test or a cunning 5+ test. Well, his strength's rubbish at 3. His cunning is the same at 3. So he's going to use his cunning because he only needs to get a 5+ on his cunning. So he's going to roll 3 dice. A 6. He shuts 1 down. So what shall we use? Let's use some sort of marker. Yeah, we'll use one of these. So that one's been shut down. Cool. Well done, Cade. Next up is Running Bear. He's going to roll for his movement. He rolls a 1. He's already got 2 grit. So it's 4 anyway, really. Because he gets his 1. He gets +2 for encroaching shadows and he's fast. But that'd give him 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite enough. So he's going to roll again for that extra grit. A 4. So he's got loads of movement now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to stand there. Now he's going to roll. His cunning is 3. His strength is 2. So he's going to use his cunning as well. And he's going to try and shut this one down. This one here in the middle. Easy, easy, easy. So we've shut another down. There we go. And last up is Mort. He rolls 4 for movement. Obviously he's not going to move anywhere and he doesn't get a grit. Oh, Running Bear took a wound, didn't he? Because he only rolled a 1 and it's the Tiger Plateau. So he goes down to 15 health. does. Next up, what we were doing. Oh, Mort was trying to shut these down, wasn't he? Now he has 4 cunning, so he'll get 4 dice to try and roll a 5+. Yes! Hang on, he only rolled 3. He's done it anyway. But he jipping myself by not putting enough dice in. But he's done it anyway. So there we go. All the boilers have been shut down. So let's have a look at what happens. Each hero gains 50 XP. That's 1, 2. That's 50 for Mort. And obviously that'll be 100 for the Brimstone boys because they put it all together. And what else? We each roll a d6. So 1 for each colour for each of our heroes, and we need a 3 or better. And we all get a 3 or better, so we all get a tag or artifact. Oh yes. Let's get the tag or artifacts out. Right, Cade gets an Extenuator belt. You may carry 2 extra weight. Brilliant! It's just clothing. It hasn't got a weight itself. Fantastic. 2 extra weight. Brilliant. Next up is Running Bear. Oh, not one of these frozen isopods. +1 law, +1 max grit. He's had one of these before. At the end of each adventure, roll a d6. On the roll of a 1, the isopod thaws and wakes up attacking you. Discard and make a strength 5+ test. If failed, roll once on the injury table. And we're at the end of the adventure as well. Right, I'll keep that there because we'll have to roll on that in a sec. And the last one for Mort is a cryo pistol. Range 4, shots 2. Any model wounded by the cryo pistol is initiative 1 for its next activation. Right, so that isn't bad. So he gets a cryo pistol. Right, so that's the end of the adventure. So the first thing we'll do before we do corruption and what have you is, well, in fact, I'll leave this until the next episode. So we'll just leave it. It's just finished. The next episode we'll do all the clean up and roll for the frozen isopod and corruption and what have you, and then do the heading off into town. Well, we did really well there. Tactically, the way I've been doing these because of the videoing and stuff, I've pretty much been doing, you know, a few turns and then leaving it for a while. If I was playing a normal game, obviously I'd just probably play right through. But what it does do in obviously stopping the video and then uploading it and everything, it does give you time to have a think about where you're up to instead of just like barreling on and like getting carried away. And for example, that's why I had the idea about Cade Gaunt and his bullets, his Deadeye shots with the Darkstone bullets, which virtually meant that the Harbinger would be down to 0 defence, and then anything that he rolled would obviously inflict wounds for 5 shots. Then I noticed that obviously the lawman had his sheriff badge, so he exhausted that, which gave him an extra 2 shots. I was able to make sure that he was dual wielding. So although a lot has been mentioned about Cade basically cleaning up and poor old Running Bear not getting a go, in this particular instance we wanted Cade Gaunt to clean up. It was a big ugly mother and we wanted to get rid of it, and we needed to get rid of it very quickly. It was very nasty. It could inflict a lot of damage. It had some real nasty abilities if it had survived for any length of time. So in this instance, Cade being an absolute killing machine really helped. The other guys played their part. The sheriff badge from Mort, blocking the way, all that sort of stuff really helped us to put a hurting on it. The fact that Cade still had 4 shots left and was able to clean up the void spiders was just a bit of a bonus. But I can see, you know, how a character like Cade and the gunslinger can sort of hog it all if you're in multiplayer. But as I said before, as a solo player, it doesn't really bother me because I'm operating all the players anyway. But that was good stuff. Pretty good tactics, I thought, on my part, even if I do say so myself. And we were really able then to take our time with the boilers. Not that we needed to take our time, because once the pressure's off, it's amazing how the dice like just fall into place for you. And we had no problems at all. If we'd been right at the end of the depth track, we'd have probably been really struggling. But overall, this game, I know I'm getting a bit sick of saying it myself, but we have had a lot of luck. To basically we only pulled over, I think, 3 exploration tokens. We needed 2 clue tokens, and well, you know, we got 2 in the first 3. The growing dread encounter was a bit of a pain, but we were able to get rid of it because we all had grit. And the other 2, we didn't have any attacks or anything. So, and the encounters were pretty benign as well. I think we only got rid of 1, and that was the cracked ice. So that has nothing to do with Cade. That's just the way the cards go, and it happens in Shadows of Brimstone. There is a lot of luck involved, and I have been very lucky. That's why the death track's only at 6. Despite the fact that the darkness rolls were at 8 to start with, then went up to 9 with encroaching shadows. It didn't, because we found the engineering room so quickly, it wasn't a bother. And even though we pulled the Harbinger and we pulled the 10 void spiders, we were able to use the sheriff's ability, as I've mentioned. Cade Gaunt had 5 like dead-eye bullets left, and he had 9 shots to make them count. He had a grit to re-roll the 4 shots that he missed, got them all, and well, you saw what happened. He just blew it away, man. So that was really good. We picked up some good experience along the way, and we've got some excellent Tiger artifacts there, especially that Extenuator belt. That's just cool. And we managed to get a specimen jar filled out of the 2 that we've got, so that was excellent. Right, anyway, we'll finish up next episode. Until then, I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd like to thank you all for all your subscriptions and all the views and all the comments, both on YouTube and on Board Game Geek. It is much appreciated, thank you. And I hope you join me next time for the town visit in Shadows of Brimstone Overload. Until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.